friends, Nav here with another video for you today, and I'm bringing you another nade spot video. This time we're going to be on Mirage, looking at the A site here, one of the most popular sites on the map of the two. It's definitely probably one of the more visited ones for the terrorists. So we're going to be going over some terrorist smokes, some CT smokes, and then some other random flashes and nades and things like that. So to start off, there are three spots specifically you want to know as a terrorist for smoking. There are steps, jungle, and CT. These are three pivotal smoke spots if you're going to take the site effectively that cut off all outside help, so you isolate everyone in the site. So to do these, we're going to start off with the CT smoke. It's pretty easy. You just come to this corner, line yourself up, doesn't have to be super accurate, and you just look up at this sort of whatever that thing is up there. I don't know if it's a rain spout or what it is, but that thing right there, you look up there and sort of line yourself up just to the right of it and just do a nice jump throw. It'll come sailing over, land right where you need it to, and smokes off all of CT. Doesn't leave this guy any room to hop up on here. I mean, he can still get up there, but he's going to be in an exposed spot if he does. The next smoke we're going to talk about is the stair smoke. Super simple again. All three of these are really simple. You just line yourself up with this little wall thing here, jump up on the step, and then you're going to aim up and look in this general area. You're going to look, see where this thing is, and that is, you want to line yourself up right about there. Aim a little bit lower, and just throw it. Super easy. It's going to bounce over. Boom, boom, boom. Lands there, smokes all of that out as well. And so then the final one is the jungle smoke. This one's a little more difficult only because it's hard for you guys to see on my recording where you need to line yourself up. So you come up to these windows, to the second one here, to this line crack in the ground, and it's hard to see in the recording, I'm sure, but there's a little marking on the ground right about here. Like I said, it's hard to see, but it's going to be right there on the ground. You just line yourself up with that. Then you look up here, and there's a small indentation on the wall up here as well. Kind of looks like a bullet hole, and you simply line your crosshair up with that and just let it fly, and that's going to come sailing over. It's going to bounce off of that, and it's going to provide a really good smoke for jungle. They're not going to be able to see very far in at all on either side. They're going to have to get down really low, and even then they're not going to really be in any sort of advantageous spot. So those are the three critical spots that you need to know for taking a site as a team. It's going to block out all outside help, like I said. If you're not running this as a team, if you're trying to maybe make a play solo here on the site, and you want to be able to get out here without being spotted by the guy opping over by toll booth, a good way to come out here then is sort of just bounce a smoke off that wall, and then you can waltz on out, give you full coverage out onto Tetris. Just gives you a little bit of breathing room. You're gonna have to watch out for the guy that's sitting right there, but to deal with him, you just simply throw a smoke or throw a flash out as well. A little bit better one than that, but you get the idea, and he'll be blind, and you can come out there and kill him, and then move forward into the site. Now, as a terrorist, a very popular smoke spawn for the CTs is to smoke you off at jungle here, or at excuse me, palace. So they'll smoke you off, you won't be able to see. So if you want a popular place for CTs to sit is underneath jungle. So a good anti-strat to that is to molly down into upper jungle from palace. But if you're smoked off, it's going to be a lot harder to do. So a way to get around that is, if you can't see where you're throwing the grenade, you come along this wall, and right here you're going to see just a tiny little dark spot. You want to aim just above that and a little bit closer to the corner, and that'll give you a perfect smoke. Then you don't touch your mouse, you just back up into this corner and let it fly, and any nade you throw will go down there. It's just a super easy little trick. If you're smoked off here, it'll work every time. So like I said, you just come over here, see where this dark little spot is, just aim just above it and closer to the wall. And it's helpful if you have a molly or a grenade specifically to flush them out of that position, but you simply just back up and throw, and it'll bounce right in and do its job. Obviously the smoke was there, kind of prevented that from happening. So those are some of the important nades you need to know as a T, and that nice little spot in palace is just a good thing to know if you're working as a team and you get smoked out of palace. Obviously, when you're taking the site, you want to throw some flashes over, try and blind the enemy as you're coming through. Just do anything you can to sort of disrupt them and their timing. Any flashes you can throw are probably going to be useful. One for palace is you can just come up into this area, hug this, and sort of aim. There's a little dark spot on the wall. You want to just aim. I don't know if you can see it. It's just a tiny dot. You just aim in that general area, and that'll come bouncing out. And it'll get anyone up here, guy on steps, whatever it is. If your teammate that's supposed to smoke steps fails, and you're in Palace, you can simply just come out here, make sure that obviously no one's sitting in this area waiting to kill you, but you can come out here and aim at the side of the door and just throw. And because of the way the door's geometry is, it'll get stuck there and it'll smoke off steps again. So that's if your teammate who smoked steps originally failed or something like that, you can fix that for him. So that's everything I want to talk about for the T side. Switching over to CT side of the map here, there's a couple anti-strat smokes you can throw. Obviously, the most popular one is as you're running up into the site to smoke off the short in case they're trying to push. You can freehand that one pretty well. It's typically easy to do. You don't want to overthrow it though, because if you overthrow it, it could bounce off that wall and come down here and not be a very good smoke whatsoever. Sure, it would block them out here, but they would have a lot of room to work up and come up in this area. So a way to get around that then is a super easy and quick thing is as you're running up, just line yourself up here, aim up between those two dots on the wall, and just let it fly. And that'll come and land right there. And like I said, you just come this way, and I didn't show this very well the first time. There's the two lines on the wall back there, you just aim in the middle of them and let it go. And it's a super easy smoke to do. And it'll get it every time. Like I said, you can freehand it if you want. You just have to be careful not to overthrow or underthrow it. Another important smoke is obviously just smoking out Palace. Obviously, it's super useful. You want to make sure that you do that if you suspect a rush or if you know that there's a guy up there or something like that. And so those are really the only smokes you really need to know as playing on the A site. You can throw nades over to mid to help your mid player if you're going to flash in, and make sure you tell him so that he's not sitting window here asking for flashbang, or he's not sitting mid here not asking for flashbang, I should say, and gets completely blind. That would not be useful. So make sure you're letting your mid player know that you're throwing a flash over, whatever it is. Another nade that's useful as a CT is a fire over towards Tetris. Tetris is a super popular spot for the terrorists to sit. Now this isn't a perfect Molotov, but it'll do a good job of getting them, moving away from Tetris. You just line yourself up with that antenna at the very top up there, the corner of it, and just run forward and throw. And what that'll do is that'll bounce off and get guys that are sitting down low or in this general area. If they're all bunched up, it's really going to sort of put them in a pickle and make it so that they can't really do a whole lot. And then another thing, if you're a B site player rotating over, a good flash is to flash high up off the wall. And what that'll do is as you're coming around, it'll get guys in this general area that are looking this way. Maybe they have you smoked out. And you don't want to do it if you're sort of the last man standing or if they don't know where your position is, because you're going to give it away. But if it's just a general retake, it's usually pretty much a given that someone's going to come from the CT area of the map. And so that's a good flash to throw to sort of help your teammates out get in the site, might blind some people. And then obviously a lot of players like to hide at firebox. For those of you who don't know, that this area right here, hiding back here, this is firebox. If anyone calls that out, that's what this is. So a way to negate that position then is if you're back here, just easily bouncing a fire off the wall, followed up by a grenade. Do as much damage as possible, get them out of that position. The only way they can stay in there is if they smoke it, which will further give away their position. Just super easy to do. But anyway, guys, that's a very short and brief overview of the A site here on Mirage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. In the comment section below, if you have a better version of the smoke, or if you have new or different nades to add or spots to add in, feel free to do that. I'm always welcome to suggestions. And as are the other viewers on this channel, I'm sure they would be glad to know of some more nades to throw and to help them win some games on CSGO. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I will see you in the next video, and I'm out. Peace.